Good morning, class 11, my students. Today I will continue the same chapter, enzymes, but today's topic is enzyme inhibitor. I think all of you know the meaning of inhibitor or inhibit. Inhibit means to stop or to avoid, or must be, you can say that, prohibited. So if it is enzyme inhibitor, you can understand by its name, it can stop the reaction which should go ahead or which should move in a proper direction, but they are stopped due to presence of some other chemicals which should not be there. And if these chemicals or you can say products will form, then they are called as inhibitor. So when there are interaction of enzymes along with the substances rather than the normal substance, then there will be the alteration or changing of the structures which is not essential to their catalytic reaction, but they remain or they form in between, and which stop the reaction or it leads to the loss of efficiency of that enzyme. So this is known as inhibitor. Understood? Now inhibitor. So inhibitor, if suppose sometimes which can compete with the other, if suppose in competition they win the race, that means they can react first rather than the previous one, then totally they can check the reaction. So they are known as competitive inhibitor. It is a type of inhibitor. If they can compete with the another one, so they are known as competitive inhibitor. Second one, non-competitive, that means it does not affect the normal one, but instead of that it may be smoothly going on or it is going on. Instead of that or along with that, they react some on the other side of the enzyme and then they can stop the reaction. Yet it was going very smoothly, yet it was very clearly, it was completing the reaction. Then also, due to the presence of that non-competitive inhibitor, at once they can stop the reaction. So there are two types of inhibitor, competitive and non-competitive. So children, first competitive. Competitive, they can compete for the same site, that means enzyme have some site of reaction. So they can compete for the same site. Just now I told you who can win the race. That means those who can react fast, they will compete for the same site and they react there, and after reaction they will produce a new substance instead of the final product, and new substance can't go ahead for the same reaction. So compete for the same site. Now new product will be the reversible. First condition is there in the competitive enzyme. In the competitive inhibitor, the product will be reversible. Just suppose when it is reversible, so it can go to the previous one, and when it goes to the previous one, then next enzyme can't react to the previous substrate. At that time reaction will be stopped. Then new products can't form. Just suppose here it is enzyme, here it is substrate. It will form here enzyme substrate complex. First and then after full digestion of the complete digestion, enzyme will be separated because enzyme acts as catalyst. So enzyme will be remain there and new product will form. This is the smooth reaction or complete normal reaction in any human body or any animal body. Next one, when this competitive inhibitor will form by the reaction of E and S, that means enzyme and substrate. See, this is the reversible sign is given here. When they have some reversible reaction, due to that reversible reaction, they form the third or another type of product, that is inhibitor. And this inhibitor when goes to the, see, here substrate will be over, then inhibitor will form. Inhibitor when reacts with the enzyme, it will give the complex EI, that is inhibitor along with the enzyme, and it can't reach up to the final product. So reaction will be stopped. In this way, they are known as competitive inhibitor. Next one, non-competitive inhibitor. Along with the non-competitive inhibitor, I am telling you, see, this is the normal structure. This is some minimum, you can say the gray diagram. This is the normal structure of the enzyme, and even I told you that it is non-competitive. That means it never go to the same site of the substrate. So this is the site of the substrate. It can choose the another site of the enzyme to react with it. That's why it is known as non-competitive. This is enzyme, this is substrate, this is inhibitor. When inhibitor reaches or reacts with the enzyme, it alters or changes the structure of enzyme. That's why this structure will be changed. Here it is slightly changed and here it is more change or final change it is there, and it throw out the substrate. It means that substrate will be thrown out from the body as it is. That means there will be no digestion, or substrate cannot changes into the product form. Understood? So that's why this is known as inhibitor, non-competitive inhibitor. And when this non-competitive inhibitor, see, it reacts with the part of enzyme or any part of the enzyme as given in the figure, or it will form, if reaction will be smoothly going on, it will form enzyme and substrate product. This type of inhibitor are mostly that heavy metals, just like silver, mercury and lead, etc. These are the heavy metals which acts as non-competitive inhibitor. So one example is and cyanide also. One example I have given here. When any person will intake some cyanide, on the spot that person will die. See, there will be no product. So in that non-competitive inhibitor, in presence of non-competitive inhibitors, there will be no product because substrate is thrown out from the body, it never be digested. So there will be no product. Just for example, cyanide not reacts with us. Why? The person died at once. See, cyanide first it go to damage some respiratory system of our body or any animal's body. So it does not react with the, or it stops the reaction with the cytochrome oxidase material. Cytochrome oxidase material, when we are using for when it is used for our respiration, it will help to our cellular respiration, and cellular respiration only leads or gives some ATP. So first it goes to stop the reaction with the cytochrome oxidase. That enzyme will stop the reaction, and that's why there will be no cellular respiration and the person will die. This is the non-competitive inhibitor. Yet there is no need of site, no need of same subtract. They are the different one and do the different reaction along with the same enzyme, and person will stop the reaction. And one example is given here for the cyanide, and for this cyanide the person will die. Next diagram. This is the enzyme and this is the substrate. So this is the enzyme. When these two are separated, draw one figure for the separate one. When these two react, it means it is the product, that is E and S. When E and S will be formed, it means there will be no inhibitor. So for the next enzyme remains as it is, and this subtract will form some other product. So this is the proper diagram for the competitive inhibitor. Next example, you can say here, you can take enzyme and this is the succinic acid in our Krebs cycle. Then succinic acid enzymes will be separated after the reaction and succinic acid will be changes into fumaric acid. So this is the example for competitive inhibitor. And then non-competitive inhibitor, I draw here diagram for the non-competitive inhibitor. Now next portion of the chapter is, or next part of the chapter is zymogen. Do you know the name of the enzyme? Some of the enzyme have either cursor of it or precursor of it. Suppose one example I have written thrombin. In case of blood coagulation, you studied about the prothrombin. Prothrombin in presence of calcium ion changes into thrombin. So in any enzyme, or if suppose there will be pro word is used with the any enzyme, it means that it is inactive. And due to their inactiveness, there will be some names which have pro in front of it, then name of the enzyme. Just like the example I have given, prothrombin. Then some of them or few enzymes have cursor at the last, that is gen. As I given here, trypsin, pepsin. So the name is given enzyme plus gen. Then it is inactive. Just suppose trypsin and gen, then it will form trypsinogen. Same thing happened along with the blood clotting, that is fibrinogen. Fibrinogen, when it gets active, then it changes into fibrin. Then pepsinogen also changes into pepsin. So these are the names of zymogens. That means zymogen have pro or gen. These two words, if it is added along with the name of the enzyme, then they are inactive. By reducing these two names, that means they have to change their or alter their structure, and then these names will be deducted from it, and it is said to be as active enzyme. Prothrombin changes into thrombin, then becomes active. Trypsinogen changes into trypsin, then becomes active. Pepsinogen changes into pepsin, then it becomes active. Otherwise, they are secreted in the inactive form. There will be some reason due to which our body will secrete, our means animal body, will secrete these enzymes in an inactive form. After that, they are ready for the reaction when they become active. Okay, children. Now it is over. Thank you, children. God bless you. Please study well and prepare the chapter very well. Okay, thank you.